Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, students? Hope you have done the previous work that was about the exercise of human organ system. Today we will start the new chapter that is about the cell division, in which we will do the cell division and the types of the cell division. DHA Education System, Subject Biology, Grade 8, Week 7th, 18th May to 22nd May 2020. Resources, Class 8th, Book General Science, Chapter 2, Cell Division, pages 19 to 21. YouTube links, 3 links are given here. These are about the divisions, mitosis, meiosis, and a bit detail of that. Contents, objectives, methodology, brainstorming, introduction of topic, explanation, recap, and assignment. Objectives. At the end of the lesson, you will be able to define cell division, describe interface, define heredity, explain the relationship of nucleus, chromosomes, and DNA, and draw and explain the types of cell divisions. Methodology, educational videos, YouTube links, diagrams of mitosis and meiosis, homework assignment, that is your worksheet. Brainstorming. What is a cell? What do you know about a cell? Yes, a cell is the basic structural and functional unit of the living organisms. Do cells reproduce, do you think? Definitely. When the cell is there, cell is a living thing, it will reproduce. Which organelle controls all the activities of the cell? In the cell, which thing is there which is going to control all the activities? Do you think which one is that? Yes, that is the nucleus. Where do the new cells come from? Already if the cells are existing, then they will give rise to the new cells. So new cells arise from the pre-existing cell. Introduction of topic, cell division. Cell division is a process by which a cell divides into two daughter cells. We will discuss about the mitosis and the meiosis. These are the two types of the cell divisions. Mitosis occurs in somatic cells and meiosis occurs in germline cells. So we will discuss the detail of these two divisions. Common observations, two common observations are here. One is that the living things grow and increase in size. Second is that the offspring resemble their parents. Now look at the living things are growing in size and they are resembling to their parents. That is the common observation which we observe in our life. Why is cell division important? 3 aspects are here. Number 1 is all living things are made of cells. Animals, plants, humans, all are made up of cells. Number 2, the cell is the basic unit of structure and function of living things. All the living things, the basic unit is cell. Number 3, all cells come from pre-existing cells. If the cells are present there, then they will divide and give rise to the new cells. So all the cells come from pre-existing cells. Why do offsprings resemble their parents? It's the heredity which produces resemblance in the offspring with their parents. Different examples are here in which the organisms are resembling to their parents. We will discuss in detail the heredity next week. Here the simple is that the heredity is because of that which is producing the resemblances in the offsprings with their parents. Cell division, why is it? When one cell, what the cell division is, when it's the division, it's the process by which a cell divides into two daughter cells. Why do cells do it and why is important to us? Why do cells divide? 3 basic reasons are there. One is the growth, second is the repair and replace the dead cells, and the third thing is the asexual reproduction. Due to these 3 reasons, the cell divide. Depending on that, in the growth, The mitosis division is occurring, and in the case that is happening in all the somatic cell and in the germ cells, in the reproduction, meiosis is occurring. So basically the cell divides for these three reasons: growth, repair, replace the dead cells, asexual reproduction. Your living organism made of cells. In order to keep living, your cells must stay alive. In order for cells to keep living, they must divide and multiply. That is the characteristic of the living things, that they will divide, they will multiply, and to stay alive, these living cells, they will keep on dividing. Identical daughter cells. One parent cell is dividing into two identical daughter cells. Cell division, also known as mitosis, takes place in regular body cells, keeps cells living and growing. Explanation: cell division. Now, cell division is a process by which a cell divides into two daughter cells. The basic thing, the definition of that is, the cell division is a process by which a cell divides into two daughter cells. Now, two things are here. One is one cell which is dividing, other the cells which are formed. So the cell which divides is called parent cell, and the cells which are produced as a result of cell division are called daughter cells. Clear? So in the cell division, the cell dividing cell is known as the parent cell, and the cells which are produced as a result of that are known as the daughter cell. Before the start of the cell division, the parent cell passes through a phase called interphase. What that interphase is? During interphase, the chromosomes in the nucleus are duplicated. Duplicated means that the copies of the chromosomes are developed. One chromosomes that will be duplicated, so copies of the chromosomes are developed, and all this is happening in the interphase. So before the cell division, this interphase will occur, in which the cell will prepare all the requirements which are required for the next division. So cell will prepare are those things, and the basic is that the chromosomes in the nucleus, they will be duplicated. Interphase, the longest stage of cell's life. The time spent between the divisions produce all materials required for growth and preparation for the division. So that is happening all in interphase. Phases of cell division. The process of cell division involves two phases. One is the nuclear division. Nuclear division means the nucleus will divide. The second is the cytokinesis. Cytokinesis means the division of the cytoplasm. So after the interphase, what will happen when the cell divides? Two things happen. One, the first, the nucleus will divide, and then cytoplasm will divide. The cell cycle, look at this. Here in the interphase, G1, S and G2 phase are written. You will do all that in detail in class 10th. Here you will simply learn that interphase is the phase in which the cell prepares, cell duplicates its chromosomes, and then the M phase will occur. In the M phase, two divisions are there. One is the nuclear division, in which the nucleus will divide, and other is the cytokinesis, in which cytoplasm will. Inside the cell, what is inside the cell? Look at this. Cell, then inside the cell is the nucleus, then this one is the nucleus, in the nucleus which thing is present? Chromosomes. And chromosomes are made up of DNA and protein, and gene is the segment of the DNA. Is that clear to you? What is happening inside the cell, nucleus, and all that? Nucleus, chromosomes, and DNA. Before starting the mitosis and meiosis, we will look at that what is the relationship between nucleus, chromosomes, and DNA. Nucleus, first thing, is the part of the cell which controls all the activities of the whole cell. So nucleus is the controlling authority of the cell, that it is going to control all the activities in the cell. Chromosomes. Chromosomes are found in the nucleus of the cell. For one kind species of the organism, whether cats are there, dogs are there, the number of the chromosomes in the cell remains the same. These are fixed with the organism, with the species. However, when an individual forms gametes, sperms or eggs in animals or spores in plants, the number of chromosomes is reduced to half in the gametes or spores. That is only at the time of gamete formation. The chromosomes number is reduced to half, otherwise the number remains the same. They consist of protein and DNA. So these chromosomes are made up of two things. One is the protein, other is the DNA. Look at the diagram of the chromosomes. The two duplicate the chromosome, it's having the two chromatids, and the point of attachment is known as the centromere. DNA. Look at the diagram of the DNA. DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. DNA is the material that contains complete set of instructions for developing a new cell or an organism. That is why DNA is called hereditary material. The question can be asked in the short question, why DNA is called the hereditary material. Okay, so DNA is the material that contains a complete set of instructions for developing a new cell or an organism, all the aspects of that. So DNA is called the hereditary material. Two types of cell divisions. We will discuss about these two divisions, mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis occurs in somatic cells when the body cells undergo a cell division. Meiosis when the sex cell undergoes a cell division. Gametes, eggs, sperm. So these are the two divisions. One is happening in the somatic cell, other is in the gametes. Mitosis. Interphase. Then in the mitosis, nuclear division occurs. These are all the stages of the nuclear division which we don't have to learn the names of that. We will simply learn that the interphase, then nuclear division, and then cytokinesis in the mitosis. 4 points are there in the mitosis in your book. Simple description of mitosis, not the details of that. First one is the definition, that is the mitosis is a process by which the parent cell divides into two daughter cells with same number of chromosomes as the parent cell. Look at this diagram, two there, and then in the daughter cell the same number of chromosomes. The number of the chromosomes is double during the interphase. So if the parent cell is giving the same numbers to the two daughter cells, then that means in between there is a stage when the chromosomes number that will be duplicated, and that is known as the interphase. The number of the chromosomes is double during the interphase. Two sets of chromosomes are formed. Mitosis. During mitosis, when the nucleus of the parent cell divides. First we have done the two things. First one is about the definition, and then is the division of that. During mitosis, when the nucleus of the parent cell divides, the two sets of chromosomes are distributed equally in the two daughter nuclei. After the nuclear division, look at this, a shallow groove is there. This groove is there. It arises in the middle of the cytoplasm, which deepens further and divides the cell into two daughter cells, each having a nucleus. So this one all about the mitosis, first definition, then about the interphase, then the division of the nucleus, and finally the division of the cytoplasm with this shallow groove that is appearing, and end result is the two daughter cells are formed. Now mitosis, here I have written the different names of the phases, and in the prophase, the phase of the chromosome condensation, metaphase, phase of alignment, phase of separation, phase of these all are about the chromosome, what is happening to the chromosome. In your book, the diagram is drawn there. Not all these details are written. You don't have to learn these details, but simply they have drawn the chromosomes there, not written the names. First, they have only three divisions. They have written the interphase, nuclear division, and cytokinesis. First one is the interphase, in which the cell prepares. Then with all these chromosomes, they have simply written the nuclear division. So I have simply drawn this because you should know that different division, the chromosomes attachments or the chromosome separation, what is happening over there. So you will simply learn the diagram with those three headings: interphase, nuclear division, and cytokinesis. Meiosis, why we are who we are. This one is the second division. We have done all about the mitosis. Now we will do about the meiosis. Meiosis. Meiosis is a process by which the nucleus of the cell divides twice. In mitosis, the nucleus divides once to form 4 daughter cells. So when the nucleus divides twice, it will form 4 daughter cells in such a way that the number of the chromosomes in each daughter cell is reduced to half. In mitosis, the number of the chromosomes remains the same, right? In this meiosis, the number of the chromosomes are reduced to half compared to the parent cell. Clear? So meiosis is the process by which the nucleus of the cell divides twice to form 4 daughter cells, and the chromosome number is reduced to half. 3 basic differences. The process of meiosis consists of 2 divisions: meiotic 1 division and meiotic 2. They have not given all the details: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. Simply written that the meiosis have 2 divisions: meiotic 1, meiotic 2. In meiotic 1 division, the number of chromosomes is reduced to half as compared to the parent cell, and in meiotic 2 division, which is similar to mitosis because the half number of chromosomes is retained in the 4 daughter cell. Clear? So this one is about the meiosis. Now the recap. Whatever we have done today, starting from the common observation that the living things grow and reproduce, offspring resemble to their parents. Then we have done why is the cell division important. 3 aspects we have discussed: that all living things are made up of cells. This number 2, the cell is the basic unit of the structure and function of the living organism. And number 3, all cells come from the pre-existing cell. Then in the heredity, we have done that all the offspring resemble to their parents, and that is because of the heredity. Due to this heredity, the organisms resemble to their parents. Then is why do the cells divide? In this we have done the 3 aspects: growth, repair, and replacement of the dead cells, and asexual reproduction. Due to these reasons, the cell divide. Then cell division, we have done the parent cell, daughter cell, the cell which is going to be divided, that is known as the parent cell, and the 2 cells which are divided as a result of that, those are known as the daughter cells. Interphase is the phase in which the cell prepare itself for the division. So in this phase, the chromosomes will be duplicated. Then are the phases of the cell division. 2 phases: nuclear division, in which thing will be divided? Nucleus will divide. And in the cytokinesis, cytoplasm will divide. Then is the cell cycle. Here we have done the interphase in which the cell prepare itself, and then the 2M phase is in which nucleus divides, in which cytoplasm divides. Next is we have done about the nucleus, chromosomes, and DNA relationship. Nucleus is the controlling authority of the cell, and the chromosomes are present in the nucleus. The chromosomes are made up of DNA and protein. DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. 2 types of cell divisions we have done. One is the mitosis, other is the meiosis. Mitosis is when body cells undergo a cell division. In the somatic cell, mitosis occurs. And meiosis, when the sex cells undergo a cell division, gametes and eggs and sperms. At that time, the meiosis occurs. This diagram we have done the interphase in which the cell prepares itself, chromosomes are duplicated, then the nuclear divisions, and finally the division of the cytoplasm. Mitosis and meiosis. In mitosis we have done that one cell divides in one nuclei divides into two daughter, and the number of the chromosomes that remains the same. And in the case of meiosis, we have done that in this the cell divides twice to form four daughter cells, and the number of the chromosomes that are reduced to half. The differences, basic differences of the, and we will do that, the differences between meiosis and mitosis in detail next week. And for that you will prepare all that, then that will be easier for you to learn all that. Before finishing all that, I will ask two questions from you. Number one is a skin tissue is damaged. Skin cells then divide to renew the damaged skin tissue. What do you call that type of division? Think about that. Okay, yes, which one? Mitosis. Good. The second question is, individuals need to maintain the production of egg cells and sperm cells. What type of cell division do you think is involved in this case? Yes, think about that. Meiosis. Very good. So next time we will discuss about the differences between the two. Assignment. The first question of the assignment is fill in the blanks. 5 fill in the blanks are given here. Number one is cell makes copies of its chromosomes during, you have to write only the name of that, when the cell will make the copies, during which, right? During which phase. Number two is the DNA stands for, so abbreviation of DNA is for what, you will write the complete name. Number three is chromosomes are made up of DNA and what? The second thing, the chromosomes are made up of. Number fourth, an event that occurs during interphase. So you will write the name of the event, what will happen with that, whether with the chromosomes or whatever, you will write what will happen in the interphase. Number fifth is reduction of chromosomes takes place during which phase. You will write the name of that phase in the division, that in which phase the reduction of the chromosomes takes place. Question number 2 is about describe mitosis. That is also the question in your exercise question number 2.4, which I have written here, describe mitosis. So in this you will write, we have discussed the 4 points about the mitosis. You will write those 4 points here. Then question number 3 is about meiosis. Again, the question of meiosis in exercise 2.5 question. Here in this meiosis you will write the 4 points which we have discussed in the slide. So that is all about the mitosis and meiosis. Whatever written in your book, I have discussed those 4 points in the slides. So simply you will write whatever written in the book. And in the meiosis, again we have discussed the 4 points on the slides which are there in your book in a paragraph form. I have written them in the bullets form, and in the book they are in the paragraph form. You can write whether in the bullets form or in the paragraph form, whatever you like you can write. Okay, so do this and complete the assignment. Okay, thank you and good luck. Okay, Allah Hafiz.